Hello and welcome to another episode of the
Nonsense Rumble!
That's right, this is the little feature we like to do on a Sunday, a nice short little episode with a totally original idea. We each pick a character from a certain category and we slightly debate as to who we think would win in a contest between the two. We do have a few ground rules. Rick, do you want to go through them?
Yeah, we can't use the if clause, so if anyone would require something outside of their usual power set, whatever they wake up with in the morning, then it's banned.
Of course, we already sort of flexed that rule a little bit in episode 1, but it kind of worked in that scenario.
Oh, it was an if for both of them. It's not quite, Superman. Oh, if he's in a room made of kryptonite, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing we want to mention is we subscribe to the Stan Lee theory of who wins in crossover fights, and that is whoever the writer wants to win, which means, personal bias is going to be a big influencing factor in our discussions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that in mind, today's category is...
Lightsaber Guy.
Yeah, I wrote this down as Star Wars Lightsaber Guy and quickly realised how redundant that was.
Yeah, when we were planning, the only one I thought of that was not a Star Wars Lightsaber Guy is the guy from No More Heroes, where he just gets shipped accidentally a real lightsaber from Amazon instead of a replica.
Fair enough. But yeah, the category is pretty self-explanatory. We're looking for a lightsaber guy, so pretty much restricted to either a Jedi or Sith or General Grievous, because he's technically neither, but does use lightsabers. Rick, do you have an honourable mention?
Well, not really, because everyone I thought of got beat by my main pick, pretty much.
Oh, this makes me worried. I have an honourable mention. It might be your main pick.
Go ahead.
My honourable mention, because I'm convinced it would be so unfair to pick this person because they would win every single fight, is, of course, Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, fair enough. I've only ever really seen Luke Skywalker fight Darth Vader.
Here's the thing. In the comic books and in the films, he beats everyone he fights. And if he loses once.
Yeah, he loses once, comes back and wins.
Yeah, because he's that good with a lightsaber. If he knows how you fight, you don't stand a fucking chance.
Yeah, that's a pretty fun one.
Yeah, he's also an honourable mention because I want to keep him in the bank for potentially another conflict down the line. So, with honourable mentions out of the way, Rick, who is your pick?
My pick is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, you see, he's almost disqualified in my mind because of the same reason of Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He's essentially canonically undefeated in any meaningful way because, the only time he loses once, comes back and wins. Or it's the final one where he's like, I don't even need to win. I win by just being here.
I get you, man. And, it's one of the few, I've shit on Obi-Wan the show because it wasn't a very fun show until the last episode, where it's very fun seeing a live-action actor, so kudos to Ewan McGregor for this, shifting from lightsaber style to lightsaber style.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, Obi-Wan is my pick. I was going to pick Maul. Obi-Wan beats Maul. I was going to pick Grievous. Obi-Wan beats Grievous. I think Count Dooku is the only one who he never beats, but, Dooku is beaten by Anakin, and Obi-Wan beats Anakin. So, yeah. How about you? Who's going to be your main pick for today?
It's going to be a very fun conversation because I've been smiling the entire time you were listing off the guys that Obi-Wan beat because I was thinking, he didn't beat this guy.
Go ahead.
It's Count Dooku.
Yeah.
Him and Anakin fought Count Dooku together twice. The first time, Obi-Wan got knocked out pretty quickly, and I think it's because Count Dooku has weird attachments to Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Obi-Wan is essentially Count Dooku's grandson in terms of training.
Yeah.
Because he trained Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn trained Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's now training Anakin. So Anakin's the great-grandson, but he doesn't see him as that. He just sees him as an obstacle.
As a pure lightsaber duelist, Count Dooku is hard to beat, but
yes.
He's also got a very strong connection to the Force that he uses almost to show off.
Yeah, because Dooku he's strong, not only in the dark side, but he's got quite a good connection still to the light side, despite being a Sith Lord.
Yeah.
It's not something that he shows off very much, but he still does his forward flips and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's almost a shame that in the Clone Wars series you don't see him duel that much. He's very much shown as more of a strategist.
Yes. He's more of the king chess piece in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, so much so that Hondo goes fucking nuts when he captures him.
Yeah.
But those of you who haven't seen the Clone Wars, there's a great episode where Hondu and his pirates have captured Obi-Wan and Count Dooku, and I believe Anakin as well. And at the end of the episode, they let Obi-Wan and Anakin go, and Obi-Wan's just like, oh, don't worry, we'll forget about this. And Hondu's like, that's very gracious of you. Oh, no, you also let Count Dooku go, and he's not as nice as I am.
Yeah.
But we bring it up every time we mention Count Dooku. He's got the curved lightsaber hilt, which notoriously Yoda fucking hates.
Yeah, because it's meant for fighting other lightsaber users. And he even instills this on Ventress, who starts out with 2 regular lightsabers, and he gives her 2 curvy hilts, which make into an S-shaped double saber when she puts them together.
Yeah, and for someone who fucking hates double, lightsaber users, all of his apprentices have used 2 lightsabers or more.
Yeah. Basically, I think it's his way of saying, I think you're weak. I think you need this to win. Go and win. I don't care about you. I don't respect you.
Yeah, and I think there's a moment I think it was the novelization of Clone Wars, the movie, where he actually has a hint of respect for Anakin when he starts wielding 2 lightsabers. Not because he respects the style, but because he respects the fact that Anakin is savvy enough to know that him dueling him one-on-one isn't going to work. He needs an advantage, and his idea of an advantage is, I need 2 lightsabers.
Yeah, I think it's also a form of job security, in that anybody that he trains with multiple lightsabers, he knows that he can beat them because he knows that they're going to be relying on the gimmick.
Sure, I get you.
So that like the normal way that Sith gets succeeded is you get killed, and he's protecting against that.
But yes, we've already kind of touched upon it, but let's get into the meat and 2 veg, as you like to say. Who would win?
Now, yeah, I think one-on-one, I think Dooku actually edges it, because as much as paper beats stone and all that, and Obi-Wan has beaten everyone who's beaten Dooku, as in Anakin twice, we've seen him lose to Dooku. Twice, yeah. Maybe more in Clone Wars.
I don't remember. Here's the thing, is Count Dooku very rarely gets his lightsaber out in Clone Wars.
Yeah, fair enough.
It depends what stage in Obi-Wan's career, because I think there's a sweet spot after the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show, but before A New Hope, where if you take that Obi-Wan, it might edge in his favour, but for the most part, I can't see Count Dooku being bested by Obi, not one-on-one.
Yeah, because it's one of those things, though, that if you took Dooku to that age, then age would work against him.
Absolutely.
Because Dooku's already advanced in age. Kenobi is in his 30s at the time of the final confrontations. So just give it another 20 years and Dooku's going to be in his 90s most likely.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because we don't know how the Force works as far as anti-aging goes.
Yeah. Jedi anti-aging cream.
Well, I'm going to borrow a saying from Johnny Vegas, which is, you see Yoda come in at the end of Clone Wars and then he starts jumping about like a frog on ketamine. And it's if he can do that at 900, why can't a 90-year-old Dooku still move like a 30-year-old Dooku? Yeah.
Well, even when he's in his 70s, he still does his flips.
So,
When they show that very obvious stunt double just do a sonic roll.
Don't worry about it. I'm going to give this one firmly to Dooku.
Yeah, I think we have to. As much as I tried to keep disqualifying other characters, you don't pick Darth Vader because he loses. But for the most part, you can't beat him, and that's why I didn't pick him. So yeah, I think we have to agree on Count Dooku in this one.
We're 2 for 2 on agreeing at the end of an episode, Rick. This is a good sign.
Yeah.
So
let's see if this falls apart in future.
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to us finally getting into a real argument over who do we think would win. But unfortunately, you're gonna have to wait at least another week for us to descend into madness. So yeah, bye guys.
Ta-ra.